The first word that comes into my mind when someone mentions the word death is life.
Life.
Afterlife.
Leaving this world, going to another world.
When I think of death, I usually think of fear.
Permanent.
Black. Black.
Sadness.
Sadness.
Cool.
End of life.
It's a celebration.
I hope it's not too soon.
We're not looking forward to it happening any time in the short term.
The end of life.
It's the end of your life, of course. Some people are afraid of it. At times I feel a little bit afraid of death.
A general feeling of death for me would be that you're not supposed to die until you're old.
They're very old. Or they could be very young. Someone shot them or they got run over by a car.
Death is just something that gets in the way of life, a nuisance.
It's a milestone.
It's the continuation onto your next life phase. At the end of your life here, you go on to heaven and you're there for eternity.
Death is a transition from this life into the next life, in my belief and in my opinion.
When you die, your body, or your physical body, is separated from your soul, and your soul then makes transport to heaven. And we have what do I want to say, a service that lasts 11 months, supposedly that long taking for one soul to go to heaven. We all go to heaven because we're good.
Their soul goes up to heaven. And 5 to 6 years later, 5 to 6 months later, their skin goes up to heaven.
To me, heaven is a place that you're no longer under pain or stress or the burdens of life. It's a place of joy and worship and singing and light.
The Bible talks about heaven being a place. Well, you know, I ask people, where's that place? And they say, up there. And I say, well, you know, where's hell? And they say, down there. And I said, well, if you go that way far enough, you come back out on the other side and you're going up there again. So we need to try to get past some of these misconceptions, I think, of heaven.
A giant house is kind of like someone who is rich. Whales, people, grandmas, grandpas, animals, living things, living dead, as I would call it.
I hope for life after death, but I hope that it's actually something that I would want.
Yeah, parties every day.
I don't think either one of us believe in reincarnation.
I believe in reincarnation. I believe that energy is neither destroyed nor created, and it will transfer into another form after this life.
I believe when you die, you're reborn.
We'll never know, I mean, until we die. And if there's nothing after death, we'll never know, because...
The dirt sleep.
I don't really know. I can't conceive of the people that we've lost, and we've lost so many being reunited with them. It would be wonderful, but I can't conceive of it. I just think life is over. It's over.
We own a pet crematory. We serve quite a few families through our pet crematory, and we treat that very seriously because pets are part of a family. Certainly my dog is part of my family. I'll probably cry more than any of my children when he goes.
Hey, Rusty, you give Mommy a kiss?
If a human can come back and be reincarnated, an animal can come back and be reincarnated. When I lost my one pet, which was my friend, I don't really call him a pet because it was my friend, but I lost a female Rottweiler to cancer. I was really, really, really upset, and I was mean and upset and angry. My husband brought another dog home, and I was furious, and I was so upset. I cried when I saw the other dog, and it was a Rottweiler, just like my previous dog, but it was a male. I said, take it back to the SPCA. I don't want another Rottweiler. This is too upsetting. And I went out and I looked at the dog a couple times, and the dog looked at me and just followed me around the house. And the dog knew that I was grief-stricken. There is no doubt in my mind that this dog knew that I needed help. And the dog didn't really bond with my husband, but the dog bonded with me like glue.
This is the bionic dog.
And I kept the dog, so he's still around. He's just so in love with me and wants to be around me all the time. And I think he knew. He knew that I was upset. And I don't think it was the other dog reincarnated because of the age difference, because he was already a year old by the time I got him. So I don't think it was that, but I think maybe my other dog or somebody was looking out for me and said, she's really upset. We need to send her a friend or somebody to help her get over this grief. And so I got him, and he's been the best friend, so.
Can I touch your foot? Rusty, can I touch your foot? Look, Rusty. Can I touch your foot? Oh, I can touch your foot. Let me touch.
I believe
Rusty, can I touch your foot?
that beings will come back as what they should come back as, and I believe that some pets and some people are so strongly connected that the pet will return to them, whether it's in the same type of pet or another pet. But sometimes that bond is so strong that some souls need to stay together in another lifetime.
Let me touch your foot. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss instead? Can I have a kiss? Oh.
I've been a reporter for more than 30 years, so I've covered all sorts of deaths and near deaths, and usually you can build yourself a shield the way you deal with it. But I remember one time covering a crash of a private airplane into a house in which the city manager and the assistant city manager and the pilot and I believe one other person died, and I had known those people, and I had to write the story for the next day's paper, and so you push it all out of your mind and you go and do it. And about 6 months later, my wife and I were in a movie theater in Florida on vacation, and we saw the movie The World According to Garp. And there's a scene in that movie where a little private plane crashes into a house. And at that moment, all those feelings came back that I had put away for so many years, well, months, I guess, at the time. So you can only put it away for so long. It's a difficult thing.
I was about 4, 5, 6 years old, something like that, and lived out in the country. And I was coming in, and I happened to see this little baby bird lying on the ground, probably falling out of a nest. And I reached down and grabbed the bird up and was running into the house. I was squeezing that bird because I didn't want it to get away. Went running in the house. Mama, 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 look what I got. Look what I found. Look what I got. Look what I found. And when I opened up my